This is a copy of my brand new children's book, The Miraculous Busy Billy. And this story details where a bee named Billy is pretty much faced with a lot of criticism in his hive. This is my dedication here to my grandmother and also to all the young kids out there that are going through similar situations that Billy has gone through. And pretty much he has been able to develop and maintain a strong spiritual connection with the Most High, which he is joked and mocked for. But it's by way of this connection when the beaver hive is in trouble, it's Billy who has to step in to save the day. And he does that by, like I said, asking the angels to forgive everyone in his beehive. And he also brings others to spirituality as well to pray, just as he's done. So I feel this is a great book that will encourage and inspire children to continue to being their most authentic selves and being faithful and obedient to the Most High when faced with adversity. This is a great and positive read for your children. A great way to introduce spirituality to them. So make sure you go ahead and check out my book. It's available on Amazon for purchase via my website and my YouTube. Thank you, and I hope you and your kids enjoy. Be blessed.
My book, Steps Towards Reinventing Yourself, is available now on Amazon. Check link below in description box and community board.
This is your season to be rich. This is your season to be successful. This is your season to come up. This is your season to reach all your goals, your achievements. This is your season. You know, a couple days, well, I really want to say about a month, because I've been sitting on these messages, and that's on me. The word Cornucopia came to me, but what it signifies is abundance. What it signifies is having a lot of something in abundance. You know what I'm saying? Being abundant, never lacking, never being without. This is your Cornucopia season to, if in fact you was able to already have stepped into some kind of stability for yourself, that's going to double in this season. If in fact you have lost something, you are going to be able to rebuild in 10 times better and quicker in this season. Do you understand what I'm saying? Whether it comes in the form of a business, it comes in the form of a career opportunity, if it comes in the form of a union or whatever the case may be, this is your season to achieve and step into everything that it is that God has for you. Even if you felt like it was out of your reach, even if you felt like you had lost your stance or you had lost your position, this is something that's still yet destined for you. So this is something that you're going to step into. And one of the movies that I wanted you guys to see is called BAPS. It stands for Black American Princesses. And Halle Berry stars in that movie. And if y'all notice, the whole gist of that is these girls taking a chance on trying to achieve their dreams, right? And they come across a crook. This crook who is in cahoots with the family member of a very rich and wealthy man. This rich and wealthy man, like I said, in the end, figured out what was going on and figured out the family member and what they was trying to do and trying to deem him as unstable and taking in these two women. And he was behind all of this, but he pretty much tried to flip the script. But luckily, the wealthy man had an attorney, and this attorney at the end ended up reading the will, you know. And when this wealthy man ended up, before he passed, he said, "I knew that you wasn't who you said to be." But it was the energy that these two women brought into his life. They really cared for him, and eventually they didn't want to take the money that the nephew or the family member was offering them, right? They felt really bad for what they signed up to do and what they stayed and was a part of. But the guy no longer cared. The guy actually ended up leaving everything to his butler, and then the other half to these women. In the movie, they don't really get into the gist of how much was left, but you do see the women actually able to achieve their dreams, which was to own a salon and also have it a half salon and half restaurant, right? And then the two men were able, the two men that was pretty much in a relationship with these women they were able to start their business as well and get their lives in order. So I say that to say what this movie is, what they walked in, you know, expecting, and what they initially thought that they would get, you know, they ended up getting more. Because you see in that movie where they ripped up the checks in front of the guy's face, he was like, you know, I'm sorry for this inconvenience. How much did he promise you? And he wrote out a check for them. And they ended up ripping up those checks. And in the end, to rip up those checks, which I think was probably like 100,000 or 50 grand each, they ended up getting half probably of this man's estate. You understand what I'm saying? And so they was able to open up the business worldwide. You know, they was able to open up and achieve their dreams and their goals. And so what I'm trying to tell you is, whatever it is that you're expecting, whatever it is that you prayed for, whatever you thought was too far-fetched for you or out of your reach, you know, you just thought, no, that's too big for me. That's too much for me. I'm too old for this, or I don't have enough for this, or this is not, you know, I'm not going to pray for this because I know it's not going to happen for me. Whatever it is that you pray for, you're actually going to get more than that. And whatever it is that you're expecting, you're going to get more than that. So, like I say, you may feel like right now you want to give up because you can't really see what's in store for you. But I'm telling you, if you keep on pushing, there's a reward in the end. And that reward is going to surprise and shock you because, like I say, that word cornucopia, if you look that up, that means having plenty, bounty, abundant. You understand what I'm saying? Many, very prosperous, very abundant, very successful. You're going to be in for the shock of your life. And I feel like if you just keep fighting, if you just keep moving forward, if you just keep, like I said, doing whatever it is that you're doing right now, you're working, you're putting work in the lab, you're going to the gym, you're doing what you got to do, you're getting up every day, you're pushing, you're hustling, you're doing what you got to do for your family, I'm telling you how it's going to pay off for you this year. It may not come as a shock for you because for some of you, you've already said, this is where I'm going to have this. But I'm telling you, whatever it is, whatever you've already manifested, whatever you are doing, your affirmations, whatever you've been saying, I'm going to get it, I'm going to have this car, this house, this, that, and third, it's going to be more. Or you're probably just going to have that. You're going to be able to sustain and be sustained and keep it for the rest of your life and pass it on to your kids. Whatever it is, this is your season. This is what you're meant to have, okay? And that's what I got. I want you guys to go look that up. I want you guys to understand, you know, sometimes we go through things in our life and we don't even understand why. We don't know why we make certain mistakes. We don't know why we go through certain things in our life. We don't know why we sign up to do certain things. We don't know why we come across certain people who always want to betray us or hurt us or take from us. We don't even understand why we're still at the end, after all of that, we're still able to be good people. We're still able to persevere and push forward. But I'm telling you, your strength, your hard work, your perseverance is going to pay off because this is your season. It may not make sense. You may not feel, I'm not qualified, I don't know what I'm saying, but I'm telling you something. When certain words pop up to me, and half of them I don't even know, I go on Google and I type it in. I'm like, well, why in fact is, you know, this word coming to me? Of all the words that can come to me. You get what I'm saying? This is your season. Cornucopia, go look it up. You're meant to have something, and that's probably why it was such an uphill battle and fight for you. I mean, when you look at the movie, who would have ever thought that they would leave Atlanta, go to LA, come across these crooks would place them in the path to come across this wealthy man. This wealthy man would not want to persecute them, but happy because in his last days it was these women who was real to him, who didn't want to be around him for money. I mean, initially they signed up for this, right? But they actually was like, no, like, we actually, you know, it's wrong we take from this man and wait for this man to die. And didn't even know that the family member was going to screw both of them out of it. But in the end, he got screwed. But what I'm trying to tell you is sometimes we don't know what paths God is leading us on, or where these paths are going to take us, where these detours are going to take us, where these setbacks are going to lead us. You know, how can we capitalize? How can we bounce back from that? But when you keep pushing forward and you understand, like, I may not know everything, I may not need to know everything, it may be a good thing for me that I don't know, but there is power in, you know, knowing yourself. There's power in pushing forward, paying it forward. There's rewards in stepping into the unknown. They never thought ripping up them checks that, you know, they thought, We're going to walk away with nothing, but that's okay because we didn't go out fake. We didn't go out, you know what I'm saying, users, abusers. But in that very moment, they didn't even understand that that man had every intention to give him half of his estate and leave the other half to his butler. So they really didn't walk away empty-handed for doing the right thing. And they ended up having more. The room and board, staying in the mansion, having access to wealth, all these different kinds of resources. Two small girls from the city never thought that they would be able to have all these things. Never thought that they was worthy of stepping into such a luxurious life. They knew that if they went back, they would be going back to nothing. No apartment, no job, no nothing. But again, there's rewards in the unknown. So they ended up getting half of this man's estate. And right there in that split second, in that split moment, look at all what they was able to do with that money. Unlimited resources. You thought you wasn't worthy. You thought it wasn't going to happen. You thought you had lost it. You thought you had lost your foundation. You had lost, you thought there was just no hope in taking the risk that you took, believing and hoping and having faith. But this is your cornucopia season. And you will have a lot of resources, and you will be able to live a very abundant and luxurious life. I'm telling you that. You will be able to leave this behind for generations and generations to come. This is why I tell you don't rush anything. Because you may be up one moment, be down one moment, get back up. This is life. It's filled with twists and turns and bumps in the road. But as long as you know how to maneuver and keep moving forward, even if you don't know how to maneuver, you keep moving forward. There is rewards in the unknown, and you're going to see that this year. So continue to lift your head up high. Never let nobody see you sweat. And until next time, y'all stay prayerfully and be blessed. I love y'all.